duration gonna be words maybe up until next year. Okay, let me share. I could not share. What happened? Switch to share content. Okay. And it's still strategic to write publish article on streaming that I will.
Yeah.
I could not share.
We have not stopped yet, Ajan.
Okay. We let wait. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Could you please turn on your video? Then we can take a group photo. Okay, good. Okay. You the host, na Ian. Okay. Thank you. I took photo. Oh, what should I do? I couldn't share the file. Ian, it should be it should be shared from only OneDrive.
Yes,
I could not share by my slide.
It's okay, Ajan. I will help you to share.
What happened?
I may help you, Ajan.
Yeah. Thank you. But I have some example of the file also. How I make highlight on each of the PDF. It may be better if I can share to you after. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I could not share. We use different in our program.
Yeah.
Here we
you
use
familiar in Webex, right?
Yeah. WebEx and Microsoft.
Okay.
That we can use. The file here.
Don't worry, Kap Ajan. I have your file here.
Okay, thank you. I could not.
Sorry, Kap Ajahn, could you stop your share screen?
Yeah, I stopped already. Okay, thank you, Ian. Shall I start?
Could you help me while Ajahn we still waiting some lectures come to
Yeah,
our
sure.
meeting.
Okay. How many today, Ian? 30 or 40? I could not hear you. I could not hear your voice.
Okay, sorry, Kap Ajahn.
30.
Actually, Ajahn, we invite all lectures from the Faculty of Health Sciences and Psychology and also Physiotherapy, but not sure because as I know that today we have some lectures will attend in another meeting.
I see. Okay. Probably maybe almost 30, no? Okay. Just a beautiful photo. Hello, ma'am.
Today we have the Dean of Faculty of Health Sciences again.
Wow.
Attending
You
this
joy?
event, yes.
Okay, wow, it's my honor. Okay, let a few moments. And you stay at home, right? Or work in the office? At home? You yourself?
Yes, Kap Ajahn, I stay at home right now.
Me too. Yeah. So we enforce by law to work at home.
Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes my necessary, to go to the office or even to have been invited by the Ministry of Public Health.
Okay.
On oral presentation through Zoom, and I'm the committee to give the comments and make decision to win award for some that good presenters. Yeah, several times. Yeah, so it's rather difficult because you know that the crisis still ahead. When we go out, it means that we are at risk. Even my housemate, I'm canceling her. I still kept her money. I give her the money because we do understand it's terrible. She lose her job, but my son said that actually don't bring anybody at home. Okay, so I follow his advice.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the doctor. He is the physician. He know very well. So that's why we rather difficult to even buy food or buy some of the daily living material. Just by order and send to by like grabs by or something. Yeah, that easy. Yeah.
Okay, same also again in Indonesia. In our university, all the activities should be doing at home. to avoid the transmission of COVID. Since the COVID in Indonesia is quite rising right now.
Yeah. We are the red zone, 2 country now. At I think WHO clarify as 4 level, right? The green, yellow, and then orange, and then red. Okay, Thailand and Indonesia, we are top ranked in the red zone now of Asia. Your country is the first rank, and Thailand is the second rank. We are the competitor, but you know that your population is almost 3 or 4 times compared to Thailand, right? The infectivity rate here, I think maybe the highest in my country.
Okay.
Yeah, now very high, and I don't know that when it will be ending time. It never ending, rising up daily. Let me check today. People just post the update.
But previously, Ajahn, I saw from the news, international news, that Thailand already quite decreased the number of COVID.
No. Today, 22,800, and that is 147.
Wow.
It not decrease daily.
Okay.
Oh, too much. Yeah, and you know that we have like the RT-PCR. The RT-PCR, that rapid test, it plus another. You know that RT-PCR is sometimes 400 or 500 a day, and it not includes in the total here. So if 500 a day, it means that it more than 22,000 for today, maybe 23. Very high.
Actually, I'm so lucky because when I finish my study and I go back to Indonesia, and
and then the crisis start up. I know. In my country, it start up epidemics around March, beginning of March, and you went back on January, the end of January, no? 1 month, yeah. And several students that still on crisis and delay. You remember one Indian Patipa.
I see.
Yeah, Patipa delay 1 year since she went back home and she could not get any of the data, access to data collection because of the epidemics in India with Delta. And once she went out from her home, the policeman drive her back home, use the baseball, I don't know, maybe the cricket holder, and then drive her back home. Don't let her go out. She said that everybody need to lock down at home, and also she and her husband got the infection and hospitalized. After recover, then she can start for her data collection and everything online, even data analysis. You know, Ian, we do everything online. And now she complete and submit her paper already. We pending for our publication together. Yeah. And another story, I have 2 Burmese students. I never seen her face to face. Okay, Nang Yi and Nang Le, we never see each other. No. From Burma, Burmese student. We never see each other. Everything are online. Even I'm touch her online teaching by webinar. Everything online. And now she complete her 6th chapter already. We plan. Yeah. She submit me last night. Everything online. Even comment. I do everything online. Even comment. Even teach her how to analyze the data. You know that she never do in class for her data analysis, and how come for the difficulty. How to show her how coding. Okay. Teach her how to use SPSS, data entry, data coding, blah, 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 everything. And then data analysis. I demo her first and then let her do and check together. So, you know, it just
quite difficult, right?
Yeah, difficult, very difficult, too much.
Even
So
my
finally,
classmate again, all my classmates Gili, right?
Yeah.
Last week, Eka already defense for the final defense.
She passed already.
Yeah. But I think she should revise some part of dissertation. And right now, she prepared for publication because she did not yet publish some articles.
Not yet?
Not yet, again, as a requirement from our university.
She's came from the same university with you?
No, again, no.
Oh, different university.
But she always contact me and discuss with me regard the publication.
She not always contact with her advisor?
Not sure.
She will, you know, she will down from her throne at the end of this
year,
September.
Right?
This year,
really?
September. She down from her throne, so she will have plenty time, right? Since now this year she's become 65 years old and terminate already.
So she is not external, again.
Huh? No,
so
no,
she is not external for.
No, we could not extend. We could not extend no more. If after 65, after 65 year. Yeah, no more longer.
I think because of the publication, no.
No, even it can be if after 65, but everything is depends upon the money that the department have. The department should sort out some extra money by revenue. But if department not, you know, if you do not famous, you do not have any revenue, you could not hiring someone. Okay. Yeah. So it difficult. So I think it's the time for her to go back home and take care of her nephew. Right? 65 is enough. 65 is enough. Yeah. I think.
We should generate, right?
Yeah.
We need generation, the next.
Next generation. Right. You are right.
Selamat pagi Bapak Ibu sekalian. Bisa kita mulai ya. Kita sudah lewat 16 menit. Sorry, again, let me use bahasa also because.
You can use your native speaking. Yeah, to invite them.
Yeah. Bu Eri, halo Bu Eri. Halo Bu Eri.
Halo.
Halo. Kita mulai ya. 8:17. Oke. Let me start again. Good morning. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished to head of Research and Community Services, Dr. Eri Yudhya Mulyani. Thank you very much for coming in this event. Distinguished to Dean of Faculty of Health Sciences, Professor Dr. Aprilita Rinayanti, also coming to this event. Thank you very much. And distinguished to all the lecturers from Esa Unggul University. Thank you very much for coming in this event. So today we have the special lectures from Mahidol University.
Yeah, you forgot already.
we have Professor Dr. Kanita Chamran Sarasdi. Special thanks to you again because you have available time. Too difficult to find your available time to coming in Esa Unggul, even only virtual, right?
Yeah,
for sharing for sharing the knowledge and experience to all our lectures in Esa Unggul University. So I hope that we can learn from you, since I know you so much, and we have been working with you 5 years.
Yeah.
And we already produced some several articles that have been published in Scopus and Web of Science Index.
How many? More than 10, no?
Right now, again is 12.
12. We
Yeah, 12,
together.
12 publication,
Wow.
and
I could not imagine.
we still
Yeah.
wait 3 more again, and
Okay.
everything
And
is under review.
we're still
Yeah.
working ahead.
I'm so
Uh-huh.
thanks to you, Ajan, because I can produce several articles during I pursue my PhD in Mahidol University.
Becoming
And
Professor Ian soon.
hopefully, Ajan. So before we starting for presentation, let me introduce briefly our speaker today, ladies and gentlemen. Currently, Professor Kanita is a lecturer, one of lecturers in Family Health Department, Faculty of Public Health, Mahidol University. So because today we have our Dean Ajan come to our meeting. So because last time we already discussed, we got the possibility of our collaboration in research and also publish several articles. So I will how to say discuss more with our deans for this possibility. And also she had write and published several articles. Actually, when I checked your Scopus website, and you have published more than 36, almost 40 publication right now under Scopus and Web of Science indexing. So it's quite amazing today. And she has also conducted several research projects from the government of Thailand and also Ministry of Health Thailand. So I'm sure today we invite the special lectures from Mahidol University.
It's my honor.
So as information for you, Ajan, that we have 3 hours for you for presentation and also discuss directly to all our lectures. And also a little bit information to our participants that you can ask and discuss directly to our speaker today, or you can leave the message to us by sending your message to the chat using the English or Bahasa or Indonesia, and we might facilitate to translate in Bahasa. So before we starting, Ajan, I will invite our
your dean.
No, again, we have the head of research
and
communication physics unit to give the opening speech. And I will invite Dr. Eli Yudia Mulyani. Time for her. Silakan Bu Eli.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Ka.
How are you? How about in Thailand? About the COVID, the condition?
The condition, the crisis is still, I think, words and words. Daily, we have more than 20,000. Yeah, today is 22,000 of cases, new cases, with almost 200 deaths a day. Yeah, and it's still rising up. You know, we are the competitor between Thailand and Indonesia. We are in the red zone of WHO categorized. So I think that it will be up next to the crisis, maybe next year. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I will open this event. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Bapak Ibu. Di sini sudah hadir Bu Aprilita, Dekan Fakultas Ilmu Kesehatan, kemudian ada fisioterapi, Dekan Fisioterapi Pak Wahyudin, dan di sini juga ada beberapa psikologi. Bu Yuli sudah hadir belum ya? Oke. Ya, baik Bapak Ibu. Hari ini kita mulai sesi kedua untuk kegiatan manuskrip penulisan jurnal untuk bidang kesehatan, fisioterapi, dan psikologi. Di sini sudah hadir Prof. Kanita. Good morning, Prof. Here attending 3 faculty in this event for health sciences, Physiotherapy and Psychology. Dan Bapak Ibu sekalian, kami berharap untuk bisa memanfaatkan waktu untuk kegiatan ini yang mana nanti akan menghasilkan satu luaran publikasi jurnal yang ke depan nanti kita akan ada tindak lanjut daripada kegiatan penulisan manuskrip yang nanti kita mulai bekerja sama juga dengan beberapa universitas ya. Jadi kami berencana ada kerjasama dengan Universitas Trilogi, kemudian ada Universitas Islam Indonesia dan penerbit jurnal dari Elsevier ya Pak Rian ya. Ya, jadi kami berharap Bapak Ibu Dekan juga di sini bisa mengencourage para dosennya untuk memiliki paling tidak satu paper yang bisa berkolaborasi dan nanti ke depan bisa kita ikut sertakan dari berbagai macam event. Jadi kebetulan kami juga nanti akan bekerja sama untuk kegiatan conference seperti itu. Jadi kita akan ada kegiatan conference internasional ya. Selain dari kita sendiri di universitas, dan kemungkinan nanti akan ada kolaborasi ya, Parian dengan Universitas Paramadina, ya Parian. Ya, jadi kami berharap Bapak Ibu untuk bisa mempersiapkan paling tidak minimal satu publikasi lah, untuk bisa berkolaborasi atau mengikut sertakan dosen-dosennya juga Bapak Ibu Dekan ke acara-acara tersebut. Nah, di sini dalam kegiatan ini, menurut data yang kami dapatkan, kurang lebih sudah ada sekitar lebih dari 30 ya. Ya, more than 30 people untuk bergabung di acara ini. Dan kami berharap masih ada kesempatan ya untuk bisa mengencourage lagi dosen-dosennya mungkin di grup besar para fakultas ya, Bapak Ibu Dekan, untuk bisa meminta para dosennya untuk bergabung ke acara kami. Karena sayang sekali ini kegiatan kita lewatkan ya. Kami mohon Bu April, Pak Wahyu mungkin bisa mengencourage dosen-dosennya. Di sini ada perwakilan dari psikologi, Bu Sulis atau Bu Yuli ya?
Ada
Bu Aisyah. Oh ya, Bu Aisyah, minta tolong Bu Aisyah sebagai Kapusdi ya untuk bisa mengencourage dosen-dosennya ikut acara ini, karena di sini masih ada sekitar 39 masih 39 peserta. Jadi sayang sekali gitu untuk dilewatkan. Dan memang hasil daripada output kegiatan ini adalah paling tidak ada satu publikasi yang tadi saya bilang, dan ini insya Allah kami bekerja dengan berbagai kegiatan ya, dari Universitas Trilogi, kemudian UII, nanti ada beberapa penerbit yang mungkin juga nanti bisa bergabung dengan acara manuskrip kita. Jadi nanti akan diarahkan oleh Kapusditnya ya, Pak Rian, yang mana nanti beberapa paper bisa masuk ke skema-skema tadi, kegiatan tadi. Ya, jadi minimal paling nggak satu. Kalau bisa 2 atau 3 itu lebih baik Bapak Ibu. Jadi bisa meningkatkan publikasi kita ya, khususnya di jurnal Scopus seperti itu. Saya tidak akan berlama-lama, jadi itu saja mungkin dari saya. Jadi berharap paling tidak satu hari ini bisa dimanfaatkan, dan nanti ke depan kita akan infokan kembali melalui email ya untuk peserta. Jangan lupa untuk bisa mencantumkan email ya. Jadi nanti kalau sudah siap papernya, kita akan invite kembali melalui email seperti itu. Jadi teknisnya akan kita invite kembali ya sesuai dengan gelombang yang sebelumnya. Minggu lalu itu bidang social science. Nah, minggu depan insya Allah ada sainteh seperti itu. Nah, itu nanti kita akan invite kembali untuk bertemu dan akan di coaching, kemudian bisa masuk ke dalam kegiatan-kegiatan tadi. Nah, mungkin itu saja dari saya, akhir kata. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for Kanita. Yeah. Semoga acaranya berjalan lancar, Pak Rian. Silakan dipandu. Itu saja dari saya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Silakan.
Ya, terima kasih Bu Iri. Thank you very much for your welcoming speech today. And mungkin saya ulangi ya, yang saya hormati Ibu Dekan Fakultas Kesehatan dan Bapak Dekan dari
ini ada Bu Roro juga Pak Rian.
Fisioterapi, dan
ada Bu Roro ini.
Ibu Kaprodi dari Mas. Thank you
Mas.
very much for to our event today. And today is time for presentation, Ajeng. I would like to invite you to be a speaker and present your presentation, and I will help you to share your screen.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Professor
Fine.
Ian. Coming soon. Yeah. So first of all, I would like to say thanks so much. Thank you so much for inviting me as the speaker today. Even we live so far, but I think we still keep in touch. Especially, you can see my productivity. Yeah, Dr. Ian. Yeah, he very. I can say that he very smart. Yeah, and very keen in his specialty, especially in doctor of public health. He will be your valuable human resource that can produce continuously of the publication. Yeah, I do believe that if the crisis become recover, I can fly there and work with all of you closely. Thanks so much to invite me. So let me start how today to write the publication, the title that we emphasize. Okay, so Ian, should I do next? Okay. Today, the content that I would like to share is the aims to publish and how you need to prepare yourself, the preparation step. Now let's start off with your idea, with your concern or with your individual interest when you would like to publish, and then make your own layout. And the searching is the most crucial point when you're starting to write your publish the paper, the manuscript. You need to search first that whatever the title or the topic you interest is not duplicate with anyone else. Or I'm sorry, can you hear me? Okay, yeah. Or the title that you would like to publish is being already done, but in other aspect. Try to avoid your duplication. Try to searching that what still the gap that not yet been published, and then you publish it by your own. You will be the pioneer. Okay. And thirdly, we talk about the necessary thought when writing the manuscript. Fourthly, that I would like to share is the characteristic of the good manuscript, the component of a good manuscript, and some example that at the end I show you some example. Okay, so please next. Okay, the aims. I would like to start first. The aim of our publication, main aim or the key aims is to disseminate a new knowledge or the new information for effective planning, or even you use as the guideline for the policy implementation. Secondly, of the aim is like the guideline to improve your service quality. Thirdly is to strengthen your capacity and your teamwork. The more the publication, it means that the more of your own organization, reputation. And now we make the ranking of the university by the international publication, especially in the high end, the quartile 1, quartile 2, rank 1, rank 2 of the Scopus. I tell you after how to go to the SciMarco journal rank. Okay, it's showing your ranking of the university by international publication of your staff. Okay, and another is to make the accreditation on your institution expertise. Okay, you make the competitor with other institution, but finally the cut point that you will be the first rank you win is your international publication in the recognition database. For example, Web of Science, Scopus, PubMed. Okay, and the fifth one of the aim to publish is to promote the knowledge sharing and learning among the team, among your organization, or other people in the same career path, so that we establish our international workshop, our international conference, since we would like to promote a new knowledge sharing. And lastly is the progression in the academic and your career path. When you would like to come up with your assistant professor, associate professor, or even the professor appointment, you need the publication in order to serve as your workload. Okay, next. Number 4. Okay, when we start off, okay, firstly, you need to find out some people who can be your mentor to consult them in the area of the interest we call consultation time with the expert. You have your own idea, whatever it can be, whatever topic to publish, you can consult with the expert. So when I work with Dr. Ian, I have many idea. With only one thesis of him, we clarify with 5 or 6 publications, since we drawn the information from different interests, and then it can be one topic to be published. So it means that even you work in one research of your full report, it could not only one publication. Think ahead that it can be distinguished and make a series of the publication in one of your research. Okay, and after that, you can set up a topic to publish. The topic should be attractiveness, make everyone understand and highlight the key point of your objective of study. Okay, I will show you after that how to make the title attractiveness. Lay out the scope and content of your manuscript to make lay out that what should be the content or the scope of interest in your manuscript. We need to make the layout first, and then everything will go one by one after we clarify the scope and content clearly. After that, you need to search what your target, the journal to be published. Actually, it should be under the standard database. For example, the Web of Science, the Scopus. I know that Indonesian government, especially in your university, prefer the publication in Scopus. Yeah. Here are the high end. I can say it the high end publication database, ISI, Scopus, or even PubMed. PubMed is actually for those who are in the health science or the medical science. Some maybe like ASEAN. Okay. And after that, you start up a time frame. It's not so long. Make your own decision. Today, after I'm finished, I think that within 4 months, 3 or 4 months, you should complete and submit your manuscript to the journal. And lastly is searching relevant literature to back up your writing, both the introduction, the rationale of study, as well as the discussion part. Okay, we come to slide number 5, please. Okay, here is the summary of the time frame. You can see that when you make your own layout, okay, it should not more than 1 month, and including with searching some relevant literature to back up your writing. And then you make your keyword or title. It may be only 1 or 2 days. Actually, for me, sometimes I might not clarify the title at beginning or the keyword at beginning. It may be like the after I'm make clear for the rationale and the result, I may make my consolidate for the title and keywords after. It depends upon people's style, but here it should be within 1 or 2 days. And writing your first draft within 1 month, not more than that. And then come to a preparation, editing the second draft, preparing some table, some figure that show you the result. But it differ again for those who familiar with writing. For example, like me, I'm not start with the introduction. The most crucial point that I start first is my table of result because it's the easiest way. After I complete writing my table of result, then I jump to writing my methodology. Okay, because it not change too much, and then I come to the next that it hard to do is the introduction, the rationale, and the gap of knowledge, as well as the objective of study. And the last step and the latest part or the last one that I think it most difficulty in writing manuscript is the discussion part. So I kept it the latest one. Okay, after you write it within 1 or 1.5 months between writing first draft and second draft editing, then you need to send to your co-author or the peers to read and give return you some comment. But if your peers work together with you, so no need for this 1 month to spend. And after that, within 1 or 2 weeks, writing your abstract, some appendix, for example, the calculation, equation, blah, 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 and putting the references. So I do agree with the endnotes if you could do it for referencing. And author byline within 1 or 2 weeks to complete, and then finally edit and submission online. The way to submit online journal, everything should be follow the author guideline. So make clear that your writing manuscript is every of the component follow the author guideline in the manuscript. So when you're searching for the way the journal that you would like to publish, then you need to download the author guideline to read. Okay, because if you not follow them, especially the way of writing the abstract, some journal they may say not more than 150 words, not more than 250 words. But if you more than, then you need to that they consider that your manuscript is so poor, not follow every guideline, or even the references. Some journal they use Vancouver, some they use APA, some they use Chicago style. You need to follow them, everything exactly for the rule, the regulation of them. It means that your paper is standard enough to publish with them. Okay, so please next slide number 6. Okay, here is the layout that I would like to show you. The layout for writing manuscript start out with title, keywords. The keyword is keywords. So actually, keyword is the indication to bring people to searching your paper on the website. The keyword that it should be meaningful to tell everybody understand what is the tone of your study. Okay, sometimes no need to put the name of the country, the name of the community, no need. Okay, yeah, and exactly it should not be more than 40 character, 40 alphabet. Okay, if it's more than 40 alphabet, it's not the keywords. Okay, and thirdly, the layout is concerning on the introduction. Introduction should be clarify your significance of the problem, the gap of the knowledge that is still hints behind, not yet been identified in any study. Okay, and then come up with the introduction in terms of objective. Clarify what is your aim or objective to study. You have even some theoretical background, some theory to back up your finding or not, your interest or not. Because I saw in many of the paper, if you have back up with the theory, it means that you not distort your own thought. It means that your thought is being solid information to back up. So is it necessary to have any theory to back up or not? I can say that I guarantee that it's necessary. to back up by the theory always. Okay. And lastly, in the last paragraph of the introduction with the expected outcome. For example, if you have conducted a survey, the expected outcome should be the baseline information to whom use it as a guideline to plan or to adapt the services or to improve the quality of care, blah, blah, blah. In case that it like the quasi-experiment, the quasi-experimental study, the expected outcome should be the model of care, the program that it can be applied, it can be enacted in your routine services, okay, or some action research, some model development. You have like a new model that you can expand to all the setting to use it. Okay, here is the expected outcome. Fourthly, we talk about the conceptual framework in some journal, especially in the nursing journal. I found that they request you on the conceptual framework to put, but some journal no need to put. You need to follow the author guideline. Okay. Fifth is the research methodology, and I will talk in detail for the research method. Result is the main finding. Exactly should not contain more than 4 tables. Even you have in your full report 50 or 60 tables, but you need to select the one that is hit to the point, the key point to show people your conceptualized idea and your main result. So it should not be more than 4 tables. Okay, we discuss after what should have the discussion, you need to throw on the similar finding of your study. In the way that you're finding no paper to support your finding, you need to use the theoretical background to back up why the result come like that, because of the theory indicate blah blah blah, and then it show the relationship. Okay. And lastly of the discussion part, you need to verify the limitation and the application from your finding. Okay, we talk after on the limitation. Every layout here, I go in detail one by one. Okay, and the abstract. Lastly, abstract or some appendix if you have, or references. And the last one, the author byline to indicate information in detail of each author, especially the corresponding author, that once they would like to contact further, to use your instrument, to ask you on the questionnaire, to ask you regard how to use your information, your paper, they will request and contact to the name and institution of the corresponding author. So number 7 slide, please. Okay, so when we starting, before doing anything, searching the target journal, what you would like to publish. Okay, yeah. So I recommend you to search on the SciMargo. Okay, please, Ian. Okay, the SciMargo journal rank. Okay, I show you here is the URL of the SciMargo journal rank. Whatever you would like to publish in that paper, in that journal, beware first that it not under the bell list. It under the standard database. Especially the SciMargo, they connect with the Scopus. It ensure the quality that every of the title of the journal here in the SciMargo is under Scopus. Okay, they like the partnership between Saimago and Scopus. Okay, it ensure warranty you to publish. Saimago show what? Show whatever. Okay, the H index, the citation. Okay, and even the quartile. What does it mean for Q1 or Q2? Suppose the name list. For example, if you would like to publish in the area of diabetes, okay, suppose they have 200 journal name that involve diabetes. You divided by 4 for 200. It means that 1 to 50 is in the first queue or the first quartile, the highest rank. And number 51 to 100 will be in the second quartile, Q2. And number 101 up to 150 will be in the third quartile. And lastly, the left will be in the fourth quartile. Okay. Actually, the first quartile is like the impact very high, and it will be the reputation to make the classification of the university first rank or second rank. We do across the quartile of the publication by the university staff. And the way here, the citing, number of citing per publication. Okay, so we have two main point of the citing per publication. One is impact factor. Okay, and secondly is by the quartile. Okay, the impact factor. Ian, would you please next to another slide? Okay. For the impact factor, I would like to show you that impact factor mean one of the journal that can be cited. It means that in that journal, maybe 10 of the manuscript published. But among 10 publication in that journal, only one manuscript have been cited. It not show, okay, that how much the left is. If impact factor 2 or 3, but it cited only that paper, that manuscript, the less 9 is not include. Okay, here is the weakness point of impact factor. It show only the overall of that journal. It not inside to the manuscript. So that's why Saimago journal rank show in each detail of the manuscript. They will show that only one of the manuscript among 10 that been cited. So in case of the Saimago, they talk about the way the high impact being citation. For example, the life science or medical science journal, one citation sometimes it low value. It means that the more the lots of citation. Okay, but regarding for the art and humanity journal, sometimes very few citation, but one citation may be very high impact. Okay, because of the way differentiate between the rank using citation per paper or the citation by journal. Citation by journal is the impact factor. Citation by paper is Saimago journal rank, and then they will list by the quartile. Okay, the most cited will be up from total number of the name of journal in diabetes. Okay, top 20, top 50, it will be first rank or Q1. Okay, after that it will be Q2, Q3, and so on. Okay, then next slide, please. Okay, I show you here the calculation of the short normalized impact per one paper. You can see that the calculate of the one paper, if they cited here, many journals cited, many of the manuscripts cited in that journal. Okay, then the average within 1 to 3 years of the paper, and then they collect to be the citation potential, and they will make the rank. If that paper cited many citation, they will be the first rank. If lower, there will be second rank, blah, 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 up until 200. And then cut point 1 to 50 will be Q1. 51 to 100 will be Q2, something like this. Okay, the way of normalize impact per paper and then use to clarify quartile of publication in SciMarco. Okay, Ian, come next to 12. Okay, let's show you searching. After you search and you know your target journal, then you need to search for some database that will be relevant or searching for free of charge of the paper. Okay, one is the ASEAN Citation Index. The URL here, you can search the paper that it's cited and it published under the ASEAN Citation Index database. Here are free of charge. You can download the journal, the manuscript from this. Next, slide 30. Okay, Clarivate analysis of Web of Science. The URL is MJL Clarivate. Firstly, 5 years before, it is under the Web of Science or ISI Thomson Reuters, but now it took over by a Clarivate analysis. It led the partnership Thomson Reuters under Clarivate analysis is the big hub of database management. Clarivate Analytics showing you how the browse searching or explore some journal that index under Web of Science, and it will be free of charge when you download the manuscript. Okay, that you would like to use it to back up your publication, to back up your writing manuscript. Then come next to another database. Oh, I'm sorry. How to know the impact factor first? Okay, if you would like to ensure that journal have impact factor, one thing, if you do not use the SciMarco not directly show you the impact, but it show you directly on the quartile, the Q1 or Q2 that it under the standard classification, the ranking or not. But in case that you would like to know whether directly it has the impact factor or not, actually in SciMarco, I'm sorry, actually in SciMarco it show you also for the impact factor, but it show on the last slide, last lowest of the bottom. Okay, that it show the quartile, it show you the H index of the H index is show how highly of recognize that people reputate your work, refer to your work, use your work, cited your work. Okay, if H index is high, the quartile will be high too. Suppose H index 100, quartile may be rank 1. H index only 10, maybe quartile rank number 4, something like this. Okay, if you would like to ensure the impact factor of the paper they have or not, you go to the Researchify. Okay, Researchify web, and when you put, for example, I put here BMC Public Health, it show the H index very high, 143. SciMarco journal rank is very high, and impact factor is 3.1. Overall ranking of the BMC Pub Health in the SciMarco journal rank is in rank number 1. Okay, you can see SJR is rank 1, 1.23. It means that they in the quartile 1. Okay, then come to next slide. Another database that searching is the Scopus database. Like I told you, Scopus is the partnership with the SciMarco journal rank. SciMarco find out mostly of the SciMarco journal that lists in the SciMarco is under Scopus publication. Okay, here are the Scopus website. You can see that you click, it click any of your access. Okay, if you would like to click for the content within the journal ranking, within the author profile, within the manuscript that been published in Scopus database. If you have time, let's try to search from the URL that I given you here, each of the database, okay, and try to travel more, learn more, and searching more, okay. I think your own university have the Scopus database. It's free of charge, okay. So even you would like to sort out some of the subject area, you can put here subject area, or even you search by the author search, by the sort of database, or even by the title of it, okay. And here is by the subject area, okay. When you put it, it will show totally in the subject area of health, or public health, or maternal and child, blah blah blah. And then you can put in next slide to the author. Okay, you search your own for the author profile. For example, I put here my name and my surname, and even the OSIT. If you have the OSIT, when you publish in the international publication, you need to register for OSIT. Go to OSIT and register, or ORCID, register. And next time you can use your OSIT number to search for your paper, or OSIT can be the affiliate for other people to reach to your information in the Scopus, okay, or to reaching when they would like to contact further information with you. Okay, they can contact by OSIT number as well. Another one, familiar. I think everybody familiar with the Google Scholar. You can searching in the open database. But sometimes when you click on the open database in Google Scholar, sometimes beware the data that the manuscript published on the gray database. You know, the gray scale, gray database is sometimes in the Bell list. It's not standard enough. Sometimes beware. But if on the standard website, Web of Science, Clarivate Analytics, site, Scimago, Scopus, blah, 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 it show the standard of the paper that being published, and it guarantee that you can use it as your reference to put in your introduction reference, or to put in your discussion part, okay. Yeah, come up next with slide number 19, the SciDirect, another database. SciDirect show you the standard. You go to SciDirect, okay, database, and then you can select some paper to use as your reference. Sometimes it can download freely PDF, but sometimes it need to purchase. One of our publication recently that I've been published by Ian, we need to purchase our own publication. You know, it's very difficult. Even we write it with our hard work, but finally we need to pay because when you publish already, the authorized authorized ship, it's not authorized by you, it's authorized by the journal. Okay, everything belongs to the journal. You need to ask them the permission to use your table, to use your result once you publish. If you would like to write your textbook, and you need to use some of your publication table, refer to it, you need to ask the permission from that journal to use. Okay, sometimes the journal call you $25 per one table. Okay, you need to pay them. Nothing belong to you no more longer. It belong to them after publish. Okay, then come up next with slide 20. Another one that free of charge is the PubMed database. You go to PubMed NCBI, or even you put in Google PubMed, it will link to the URL. Okay, NCBI URL. Anything of the PubMed database will show you by the full text article, or even by the authors of the publication in PubMed. Next slide, please. Okay, here are the free database, the Cochrane Library. It ensures the quality of a publication, especially the Cochrane Library. We use it for our systematic review or meta-analysis. Okay, you can use this database when you interest to do systematic review. And Dr. Ian, he is very expert in systematic review. I think next time Ian can share you on the series of webinar by systematic review and meta-analysis. I can jam to join with you as well. Okay, Ian? You would like to do for the systematic review next and meta-analysis? I join you.
Ya, Kak Ajan.
Okay, yeah. So here is the Cochrane Library. You can search everything free. Database. It's a very big database. In so many of the area. Next slide, please. I show you the area of, yeah. Yeah, you can see that they have 12 groups, event survey, randomized control, qualitative screening, diagnostic, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here are the group. And also not only for the group alone. Next slide, please. In the Cochrane, they show you by the field of your work. For example, the health promotion, the family, or the public health, medicine, blah, 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 child health, infectious, everything. Browse by the topic, browse by the group. And then you search for the paper, and then you can download the paper free of charge. Okay, come up next. Here are the searching menu of the Cochrane Library. You can search by the title, or you can search by some of the terms and matching by advanced search. Okay, you can go and after you search, you can save for it. And here, last one is the URL of National Institute for Health and Clinical Excellence of the NIST. So every of the database I told you here, it will be beneficial for you in order to use as the backup information searching for your references. Okay, then come up next. Necessary thought. Okay, Ian, anyone would like to have a short break or not? 5 or 10 minutes, or we continue?
Bapak Ibu sekalian, apakah kita bisa lanjut?
Hello?
Okay, Jan, I think you may continue.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let me start. So after introduction, the way how searching, the way how to know, verify the standard journal, okay, how differences between quartile and impact factor, everything already. I will start up next on our writing. Necessary thought at beginning. When you write your manuscript, you need to have your own creativity, thinking that your topic should be attractiveness. When people let's take a look, it not be like plainly factor related to blah blah blah, but you need to put the key point in your title. Everyone when make first sight and then first love, and then they will read your paper, okay, because your title is attractiveness. Analytical thinking. You might need to interpret and synthesize everything related to your literature to support the significance of your study and the finding, and make some conceptual thinking, make everything aggregate, and conclude the main finding from the previous one. Beware of cut and paste style. I will talk about the plagiarism after. Synthesize. You need synthesis thinking. Systematic review, similar or different finding file. Try to make it in order to use for your own. Okay, thank you. Dr. Tita, she said that she will leave. Thank you, Ka. Systematic review to your own references, whether it's similar or different finding in order to use backup, to use for backup your discussion part. Lastly, of your thought is critical thinking. Discuss on the new, finding new things, such a new thing that it can be backed up by theoretical to support. Or you need to make critical thinking to compare your work with the previous finding. Or critical thinking to provide the recommendation from your study. Okay? Creativity, analytical, conceptual thinking, synthesis, and lastly, critical thinking. Okay, come up next with another slide. Okay, firstly, when you searching some literature, you make your own creativity thinking. You need to manage your own thought first. What should review? The data or the information that you need to review in order to back up your writing first. Make mind mapping. So, for example, if I would like to make my manuscript regard the parental feeding and childhood obesity, what should be in my mind? I make my mapping that I need to search the information first. Okay. Firstly, you need to search the information on the outcome, childhood obesity, the situation, the definition, the classification of childhood obesity, right? You need to search it. How about the global situation? How about the definition? WHO talk about definition of childhood obesity and classification by weight per age, weight per height, or hyper weight, something like this. The classification first. Severely, mild, moderate, and then about the situation, global, regional, or even in Indonesia situation. Okay, we need to make our mind map to search information. What are the factors related to childhood obesity from previous study? How to manage in prevention and control of childhood obesity? From some survey study they do by prevention and control. What the survey talk about? What the intervention study talk about? They have some program to manage by healthy food, by child exercise, blah blah blah, something like this. You collect first for the childhood obesity related literature, and then come next with the parental feeding. We need some theory to back up. You need to search the information on the theory. For example, the definition of the parental child theory, definition and how classification of the child rearing, and the measurement of the child rearing style. We have 3 styles of child rearing. Negotiate the child to do, or dictate the child to do. Negotiate is like a positive way for democracy style. Those centralized by commanding, it will be the dictatorship style, something like this, or neglect. Let the child do everything, ignore, not do anything. So here are the measurement of the parenting style. And then parenting effect to the child. We need some tool. We need some study related to the effect of the parental feeding to the child health outcome, especially the childhood obesity. And then how it support or not support the finding file, because this will be back up for your writing. You have only one title, but when you make the mind mapping, you know that you need to search so many of literature related to your title of study to back up. In every step, you need back up with several paper, several manuscript to back up. Okay, then come up next with, after we make mind mapping to back up to searching already, then we come up to the good manuscript and its component. You know the way, you know the sort of you know the destination that you would like to publish already by searching it from SciMarco journal rank. It's not in the Bell list database, it's in the standard, in the Scopus or Web of Science database. And then you download the author guideline from that manuscript already. You searching some database from different websites that I given you already. And you know that what should be your mind mapping to search to back up. You make your mind mapping first, and then you search everything, information already to back up your writing, then come up next with what should be the component of the good manuscript. Okay, please. The good manuscript contain with slide number, 29. We talk about good manuscript should review, recent or update study. So I recommend you within 5 years, not more than that, to back up your study, especially some study that seem like the clinical or the intervention study. So exactly they need, especially like a new drug, new vaccine, they need within 1 or 2 years to back up. They're not within 5 years. For example, COVID-19 vaccination, maybe within 1 year, because it's a newly of the knowledge found, especially on the vaccination program day by day, to like the new evidence to support. But recommend you within 5 years. Some people write down their manuscript, they use 25 or 30 years of the paper that is very out. I can say that it's very out of date. Okay, don't use it to back up. It means that you not work too hard to do anything. Okay, find out the one that exactly a new thing. Okay, and then next to present the overall finding. Okay, present overall finding, not reflect individual, especially if the qualitative, you may use the way of your finding by P1, P2, P3 of those who are the key informant, and then put their like the characteristic, male or female, the age, something like this, to refer to the key informant. Put only the key finding. Okay, and make consistency in using the words in the same word. For example, sometimes you use teenager, sometimes you use adolescent. It inconsistency word as a whole of your writing. So if you use teenage, then you use teenage pregnancy as a whole of your paper. If you use adolescent pregnancy, you use adolescent pregnancy. Don't switching between teenager and adolescent. Okay. Next, the first paragraph, you need to show your main idea or highlight of your study. Exactly. We go to the key point. For example, if you talk about the safe abortion, you need to clarify the definition of safe abortion mean, blah, blah, blah. If you're talking about the diabetes, you may talk about definition of diabetes, or you talk about the definition of child obesity. Okay, it like the first paragraph hit to the point first. Okay, exactly. We need to keep some definition as a key to let people understand what you would like to start. Okay, at the first paragraph. And another one is to make clear the gap and beware not to cut and paste style, and beware of the plagiarism. Here is the most crucial point when writing manuscript or even the full report. The plagiarism is the most important one. I think that Dr. Ian, you might share your own before submitting your full report, right? The full blue book of a doctoral dissertation. You know, in Mahidol University, we use the Turnitin program to check plagiarism. So every student who submit the full report need to check. You know, secret is not secret in the world. I can tell you, if you use or you borrow someone idea, you borrow someone words, you need to make the quotation mark in their words that you borrow. Okay, it's the way of avoid plagiarism, and the best way is refer by the references. You bring their finding, then you make your own references refer to the original. Okay, if you use their own word, then you make under the quotation mark that you refer to them. Avoid plagiarism, and the best way is by putting every reference okay, that you refer to, or the bibliography of the author by line, okay, of the author guideline. Sorry. So next slide, please. Okay, the manuscript component. Actually, manuscript component, when you make layout of your own, the title, the abstract, the introduction, the methodology or method of study and result, and then discussion and recommendation go together. Lastly is the reference and the appendix. Okay, so it means that which one is the most, when you take a look here, which one is the most crucial point? Anyone, anybody would like to share with me? Hello, which one the most? You can text to the chat if you would like. Which one? You can see the blue color here. The most crucial point. If you hit to the point, you make your own method very clear. The method that everybody understand. The method that everyone can replicate your work. They can follow and they can use your own method to expand in the author study, especially when you work like quasi experiment, when you work like the way that you work by how to say action research or R&D, your model that it fulfill, explain clearly. Everyone can bring your model to expand in their work. It means that you write down your method clear, method of your questionnaire, what about the content of the questionnaire, what about the scoring system, what about the content validity, what about the content validity or the reliability test of the questionnaire. It means that your methodology is firm enough, okay, to use as a guideline. So everyone, you can see that if you make your own methodology clear, plus with the result, the table of the statistic analysis is clear, concise and precise, understandable. Your manuscript will be considered to publish, because mainly the main point is the method and result. Okay, and another part, introduction and discussion also is the most crucial point. If you make your introduction hit to the point, clear the gap of your study very well, clear objective and back up with some literature to back up what not yet been found, what still not understandable clear and you would like to explore. And also the finding will be beneficial to whom. If you make your introduction clear, it will support that your manuscript is good enough. And last, another one is the discussion part. Discussion part, if you fill in with some backup very clear. Actually, if you ask me how many papers should be back up your writing discussion, I could not tell you well, but exactly it should be, in my experience, I use more than 15 backup, 15 to 20 paper to back up my writing discussion. Okay, if you back up with 2 or 3, it's very small number, that it mean you not work very hard. Okay, if you work very hard, you need to find out the one that's similar to your work and back up the way of your writing discussion. Okay. Okay, we go one by one for the component of the manuscript from Hawk-Grass model. The component one, the title, you need to verify what to study, where, how, and when. What to study, for example, you study on diabetic cell management program, okay, where in Indonesia, how, coaching program for family, family member, coaching for the patient, okay, or sometimes you do like the survey, You do on the surveillance. For example, you surveillance on hemorrhagic fever. You may surveillance within the when maybe within 5 years, something like this. Okay, or you may talk about the zero surveillance, zero prevalence of the SARS. Okay, or even the COVID-19 zero prevalent, okay, within 1 year of last year or within this year, it show you in the title. Secondly, the author byline. What does it mean for author byline? It show people to know whom include as the author name, the first author, second, blah blah blah, the name and affiliation of the author, rank from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also the name of the corresponding author that we make in the asterisk, or sometimes the corresponding in some paper they put at the last one, okay, and the contact address of the corresponding author, okay. The keyword, like I told you, it's not more than 40 characteristics. If you put too much, it's not the keywords. It will be unnecessary words, okay? Keyword, KEYWORDS, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you see only keyword, it's 8 characters already. Okay, beware. When you put in the keyword, you try to counting it, that it should not be more than 40 characters. Okay, put only the main into full word, not abbreviation. For example, SEM, don't put it. You need to put social ecologic model, something like this. Okay, abstract. Exactly, the abstract when take part for the whole of the content, it should not be more than 3 to 5% of the overall content in your manuscript. Sometimes approximately 150 to 250 words count, but everything depends upon the author guideline. Okay, you need to download the author guideline from the manuscript, then follow them. Some manuscript they said not more than 150. Some manuscript said that not more than 200. Some said that it may be extended to 300 word counts. And some manuscript they very strictly they said that the objective not more than objective and introduction not more than 50 words. Methodology not more than 100 words. Result not more than 100 words. Conclusion, recommendation not more than 50 words, something like this. You need to follow them, everything, okay? And the way of writing informative and indicative abstract. Okay, I show you how writing abstract. Okay, we start up with informative abstract first. Next slide, please. Okay, so I show you one by one. Okay, firstly, the author byline. My name, my Ajahn Sukontha. Okay, she's my colleague. Ajahn Suwat, he already been retired. So the author byline, the department. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I make asterisk at my name because I'm the corresponding author. Put my name, my contact address, even my email, even my telephone number. Okay, we put one by one. One is the name of the author. Secondly is the affiliation. Thirdly is the corresponding author. Okay, and the way of the title, you can see that monitoring and evaluation. What I do, M&E, of what? A model development, among whom? Among Muslim community in Thailand. Okay, you can see that if you talk about the way of writing the title, it will show something like this. Okay, yeah. Next slide, please. We show you how writing the abstract. Ian, next slide,ค่ะ. Next slide, please. Okay. I talk about the abstract that we can write the abstract accordingly to style. The first one, we talk about the informative abstract. And secondly, we talk about the indicative. Firstly, informative. The informative abstract, it should be distinguished of the topic to present by objective of study, the material and methods, or research methodology that concerning on the population sample, sampling technique, sample size, method of data collection, and lastly is the statistical analysis. And another part, the third part is main finding or results. And the last one is the conclusion and recommendation. Like I talk about some international journal, they put in the author guideline to distinguish each topic. For example, the Journal of Health Research, it is in Emerald Publishing. Now it under third quartile, Q3. I published there two paper. They distinguish that study objective and introduction not more than 50 words, material method, blah, 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 not more than 100 words, result not more than 100 words, and conclusion and recommendation not more than 20 words, something like this, okay? They put the structure, then we need to follow. Okay, so let's jump to next slide to show the informative. Okay, for example, here the informative abstract. You can see here the title, the predictive factors of the antiretroviral drug. Okay, among whom the people living with HIV, where the hospital in Thailand, the big hospital. So we put like the indicate informative. I'm sorry, informative style, objective, material method, result, conclusion, and the keywords. Okay. The cross-sectional aim to do something. Okay. Material method, how to select, how many of them, select by what method, collect data by what, between, and analyze by what statistic. Okay. And key finding file and make the conclusion. Okay, here is the way the informative abstract. Another one is the indicative. Indicative is use only single paragraph to elaborate, or sometimes you may make like a new break paragraph within 3 paragraphs, not more than that. And exactly the word should not more, much more than 150 or 200 words. For example, the indicative abstract like the Asia Pacific Journal of Public Health APAC PH. Okay, they use the style of writing. See, one paragraph only, everything put together. Even the aim of study, sampling technique, blah, 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 data collection, sampling, among whom, statistical analysis, finding, file, main key finding, and lastly, recommendation, go within one. Go within one paragraph. We call like the way that shorten. You can see that it will be recommended by not more than 200 or sometimes not more than 150 shorten of the style of writing. So another one, please, next slide. We can do by the break the paragraph, but not to show any of the subtitle in the indicative. The first paragraph talk about the aim and talk about the methodology, method of data collection. The second paragraph break by the result, and the third paragraph break by the implication from the finding. Okay, then come up next. Now we clear for the title. We clear for the way of writing author byline, the abstract in indicative and the informative already, the two style of writing. Then come to the rationale or the background of study. The introduction part, I would like to tell you that please make it clear for the funnel shape writing style from general to specific. Okay, we make the indicate the importance of your research problem, make the update situation and its impact. Okay, you talk about the global, regional, or country level of the situation, and then how about its impact? Impact gonna to individual, family, community, or society as a whole. Impact in terms of their death, in terms of their sickness, in terms of long-term care. Impact to like the burden in terms of financial loss, blah blah blah. Okay, here is the impact of the problem. Okay, and then come to the previous finding that found and the gap of knowledge that still not yet been identified and you would like to study what not yet been identified. And in the next paragraph we talk about the update situation in the target site, in the group of study, or like your own area that you found the situation, and it rising up as the key issue or the key problem in your study that you could not pending, and then meanwhile you would like to study on it. Come to your objective of study, the scope or method. For example, you would like to survey, you would like to conduct a quasi experiment, use your program to implement, or you would like to develop some program as an action research, and what theory to back up your study, and what should be the expected or the fruitful finding from your study, to whom, okay, and how you can apply it. For example, survey, the expected outcome is the baseline information to the health policy maker, to the planner or the service provider in the target area to use to plan, to improve quality of care. If the action research, a new model of implementation that apply to all the setting. Okay, action research and quasi, you have like a new program, a new model that can be used to extended your scope of implementation. For example, from small part expand to as the provincial level or as the nationwide program. Okay, we come to slide number. Okay, like I told you that the funnel shape writing start up with the establishing in the field that you work by make it narrowing. Okay, identify the broad problem first and how you can state it. Like I told you, the first paragraph, definition of the problem, hit to the point first. Definition of safe abortion defined as, definition of violence against of women defined as what, definition of DM, definition of blah blah blah, something like this. And then you come to the second paragraph, linking with the global and regional trend of the problem. After you talk about the problem, then how about the update situation, both global and regional, or even up to your country at the national statistic, and then its impact. Okay, after you talk about the situation, you need to verify its impact. Both individual, family, health provider, society as a whole. For example, long-term care. For example, financial loss. For example, it disrupt the quality of life, disrupt you from work, from doing anything, or maybe disregard you from family and society. For example, if we have like talking about the impact of COVID-19 now, it not disrupt you from work alone, but let people die, then loss and sad regret to many of people in the society, even after they pass the infection, but many people don't want them to stay close, right? So here is the way the impact. Financial loss, you see people drop out from work, lay off, the economic eruption. Okay, it's the burden as a whole, or even people who have long-term uh, care, it the impact to the society and their family. Here are the way of writing in your introduction part. Okay, please, next slide. The previous finding found from your literature. What are the previous found and what still not yet been done? Okay, we talk about what already been found first. For the survey, what already been found, identify relationship, blah, 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 and then link it to what still not yet identified. And with what theory to apply. Regarding quasi-experiment, what factor related to the problem? The second part talk about what intervention already been conducted to solve the problem and what still not yet the intervention include or not yet been identified. And then what theory to back up your idea. Okay, we write something like this. Okay, next slide, please. When writing a gap, you after you talking about okay, so some people would like to have a short break. Okay, let me continue first. Okay, so after you talk about the situation, the global, regional, or national situation, its impact, and what already previous study been found and what not yet been found. Okay, you would like to make your own gap that is not yet identified and you interest to study. The way how to write a gap, you need to create 2 or 3 paragraphs to describe your proposed to fill in the gap that it the previous or existing research not yet been identified. Okay, and you would like to find your own opportunity to make a contribution to study to your research in the area of interest, and make like consider the following concept. You may talk about the mixed previous empirical study, even positive or negative finding, even significant or non-significant. Even if non-significant, then you would like to ensure that if it's non-significant, you would like to make confirm that is it true for non-significant, or if it's significant already, you would like to explain to expand more in other contexts of study. Okay, and sometimes previous study found that it controversial explanation by the theory. It means that the previous finding found okay, maybe after Dr. Achia, I will give a discussion to you after. Don't be serious. She sent me some message. Okay, we talk after. Let me continue my session. Okay, so we can make the following concept by mixed previous, positive or negative, significant or non-significant. Even it significant, but you would like to confirm again significant, or if it's not significant, you would like to make your own explanation. Previous finding not significant, but your study may found some significant. Okay, the way of writing the gap, or the way that previous finding found the conflict of theoretical approach. It not agree with the theory. It like the controversy by theory approach. Then you would like to make it again that everything, the relationship, the finding, it go along or not again with the theory. Okay, here is the way writing your gap, or the way writing the gap depends upon the conflict in the empirical study, empirical method. For example, last study, it have some limit limitation in the methodology for data collection. And they use like the self-administered questionnaire, so the data might be loose. Some people might not understand and not answer well. So this time, you do it with the mixed method. You do with the quantitative plus with qualitative by exploring the information. Then it will be deeply to understand the problem. Something like this, okay? For the empirical of method, everything can be put either some purpose fulfill by mixed previous, by conflict of interest, conflict with the theory, conflict with the methodology, either, okay? You can put in your gap of the knowledge. Lastly, I will have some example to show you from the manuscript, okay? Then come up next with, okay, the way of writing the gap, writing gap of knowledge. You need to make your finalize the introduction by 1 or 2 paragraphs, emphasize your approach to solving the mixed result or the previous finding, that it can be clarified your objective of study. And the last paragraph, it show your main expected outcome of the interest that you would like to get it, would like to gain from your manuscript. Exactly for the survey, it will be the baseline data, okay, for planning further study, blah, blah, blah. But for experiment, the last paragraph, the expected outcome is the application of your program to use, okay? So next slide number, okay. So accordingly to the way writing, the gap, we have some keywords. However, why, meanwhile, but, yet, not yet. However, this study found, but it's still not yet been identified in some aspect. Something like this. It will be like the linking words to use when you're showing your main idea of the gap of knowledge. Next slide, please. Okay, I give you some writing example, key point. I told you already when writing the introduction, the rationale of study, funnel shape from general to specific. You can see that it like a funnel shape style, okay, from big to narrower of the scope. Starting, for example, like in some survey research, the definition of the adolescent and the changes in the period, the importance of adolescent, the period of adolescent. Then we come to the global and country statistic on adolescent, its trend, its problem and impact, especially on their quality of life. The definition of the quality of life, the type and how it's important to the adolescent. And what factor from the previous finding. You can see that definition is come by the theory. The global regional statistic, the trend and the problem, it come from your searching from database statistic. The definition, the quality of life, how important here, it come by the textbook or come by the theory of the quality of life textbook. And what factor related to the quality of life from the previous finding, you need to searching it from a related database, some keyword to search. I think maybe Dr. Ian or some other people can help you in one session how searching for literature and how writing for literature as well. Okay, so when you make the factor related to everything here by your searching from previous study, from previous journal, okay? What not yet been identified and what theory to back up. And then come to your study area in Java, in South Sulawesi, or in Jakarta, in Semarang, blah, 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 something like this. What are the situation? What is the situation in your target area? And why you would like to conduct your gap, the gap of study we put here, why to conduct, and what will be the benefit to gain. Okay, so next slide will be the example of, okay, here is the example of the quasi experiment. The definition of the physical and sexual violence against women and children. Here is the program to reduce, okay, to prevent, I'm sorry, the program to prevent physical and sexual violence. So we start up with the definition of physical and sexual violence, and it's global. The second paragraph, we talk about the global and country statistic on the violence and its impact, both individual health, family, and society. And then another paragraph, we talk about the factors related to the physical and sexual violence from the previous findings and what already been done to prevent. The first one is the factor related to is from survey study. And the second one, we talk about the previous done by the intervention program to prevent. Okay, you see, first paragraph, you talk about survey, factor related to. Secondly, you talk about the program, previous program to prevent. It is the intervention program. With what content or method that were used and what still not yet been done. It's like a gap that you would like to fix it. You would like to do it in order to do better than the previous study for the program implementation, the intervention program. You would like to do your intervention program by quasi that fill in the gap that better than the previous study. Okay, and then come to the situation of the violence against women and children in your study area, in your province or your community, and how you would like to conduct the intervention, for example, by participatory, by a community to participate, or by family to participate, by active learning, adulthood learning, by participatory learning with conduct by several sessions like sharing idea, case study, role play, or practice exercising, something like this. Here it should be the method or the content in your study and what will be beneficial to gain. If quasi experimental study, okay, you see here is the quasi. Beneficial is like you have some program that it can be applied, extend to use in other area. If you done accordingly like an action research, the program or the model that developed by you can be used as the pilot model to expand to other setting. You can see that quasi or action research, the benefit gain is something that already construct from you. Intervention program or model that it can be applied to other setting. Okay. Yeah. Next slide, please. Okay. Then I come to the component of the manuscript regarding the method. We talk about the title, we talk about author, author by line, we talk about the way how writing abstract, we talk about the introduction part already. Then the key point is the methodology, or some people call material and method. What should be the component in manuscript regarding method of study? Design, population, inclusion, exclusion, sample and sampling technique, sample size calculation, method for data collection, especially the red color here, very, very crucial point. The way that people will reject you or accept you for your manuscript is regard your tool, the methodology. The tool should be standard. So if they have the worldwide standard tool, for example, the quality of life among aging people, they have the standard tool. Short or long form. Short form is 13 item. Long form is 50 item. You need to search the tool first. Don't make the tool that your own. Okay. Searching the tool first before doing anything. Conduct your research. Don't make your tool by your own. Everything have the standard tool before and apply it. standard because people can reputate the tool and theoretical construct, even though the tool do not have the standard, but you construct.
Gimana kalau misalkan si informannya?
Okay, so if you do not have the standard tool identified from the website or any before, you would like to construct a tool yourself. You need some theory to back up the tool you construct. Okay, you need some theory. Don't make your tool, the questionnaire alone without any theory to back up. For example, the tool can be knowledge tool. Knowledge, actually, it very easy to conduct by true or false, yes or no. If true, got 1 score. If false, got 0. Or MCQ, correct answer, we got 1. If not correct answer, will 0 for the scoring. The attitude, perception, or belief, it should be clarified and construct by Likert scale, maybe a 3 or 5 rating scale. And how many positive or negative statement for the attitude or the perception out, and how the scoring cut-off point. Accordingly to the knowledge, we may make the cut-off point by Bloom taxonomy classification: low, moderate, high. Low less than 60%, moderate is 60 to 79%, and high or good knowledge is 80% above, something like this. Okay, you need to make the scoring clearly. How to make validity and reliability clear in your writing methodology. How you make validity test, you send to how many experts to check any content validity index or not. How reliability test, you distribute it to pilot tests among whom. How about reliability test for each part? Okay, and next is the statistical analysis, both descriptive and analytic, inferential, and ethical consideration, the IRB approval. Here are all components that contain in the research method. You can see from the holograph the way writing research methodology is very big one. We pay attention on research method. Okay, come to the next slide, please. I show you how to make research methodology, material method, study design, a survey conduct in the township, the sample size, okay, calculation by the factor from previous study in 2007 here. I use the P here, and with the equation of the one proportion test, okay, for the sample size, then totally calculate sample size with 10% add up, the complete one for total collected is 200. The inclusion and exclusion, how to select the sample from the population, we need some inclusion and exclusion criteria. We put the inclusion criteria here. Those marry, age between, living together at least 2 consecutive years. Okay, and those who willing to participate should be the inclusion. The exclusion will be those who have severely ill with complication, or those who absent on the date of data collection or incomplete data collection. Here are the exclusion criteria. Okay, yeah. Next slide, please. The sampling technique. We use the stratify random sampling. We stratify from 7 from 19 randomly with proportional allocation of the sample. And the data collection. You can see that I pay attention with data collection. The instrument is the questionnaire design from the review, and with the theory to support. We use the proceed framework, the theory to support. And it used like the face-to-face interview by researcher and 3 trained interviewer, the assistant, 3 assistant during March to 15 So the questionnaire, the main point is divided into 5 parts. Part 1, including what you explain, socio-demographic, age, sex, religion, blah, blah, blah. And part 2, predisposing factor. Part 3, MCH knowledge. Part 2, part 3, part 4, blah, blah, blah. Okay, something like this. And then come to the content validity by 3 experts. Okay. And next slide, please. For the reliability, I have or not? Okay, here. Reliability. I took reliability on each part. For knowledge, we use Kuder Richardson 20. And alpha coefficient Conrad for perception, benefit, availability, accessibility, blah, blah, blah. We use the perception by the Conrad alpha coefficient. Okay. Yeah. Everything should verify. And next, come to data analysis. What statistical being used? Frequency percentage for descriptive, chi-square test for bivariate, and then predictor by multivariate using multiple logistic regression. And the confidence level or statistical significance is P less than 0.05. And the ethic where we select, we submit the ethic and how the IRB approval number. We need to put it here. Next slide, please. The discussion part, we talk about the main key finding, the significant finding, how it accordingly to the theory to back up or not, how similar finding with what study to back up your similar finding, and reason why, or how different finding and reason why. The reason why here you need to explain by the theory to back up the evidence. If not significant finding, what reason why not significant? You may show it by the descriptive. It not significant due to between the two group who receive or not receive the health service. They are not differ in the percentage, so that's why it not found significant. Something like this, okay? And what are the benefits? If the survey is like the baseline, if the experiment or the quasi, it will be the new treatment of the intervention or the program to use. And lastly, in the discussion is your limitation, especially focal point on the research methodology to generalize your result or your finding, especially the method of data collection. You use some of the health provider in the community, then the data just like pro data, because they aware not to give negative attitude on the healthcare services. If you ask regarding the healthcare service utilization, the community people not to say that the healthcare provider is so bad, the service is good, not so good quality, something like this. So the method of data collection, sometimes if you use health provider to be your research assistant, data may be gonna do in the positive way. Here is your limitation. Or the sometimes interviewer bias. You use those who know the people very well, something like this. Or sometimes recall bias. You asking within more than 1 year, within 2 or 3 years, some people may be recognized, not overall. But the limitation, don't say that your instrument is not so good because it shows the poor quality. Okay, the poor quality of the researcher. Don't say that my limitation is due to the questionnaire not construct very well because lack of that part, blah, 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 insufficient item to ask. Don't put something like this. It shows that you do not work very well, okay? Show the limitation for generalize that the selection of the people, maybe they stay in the urbanized area. So it might not generalize as the whole country because you not include the rural, or you select only the rural area. It could not be generalized to author setting like urban setting, something like this. Okay, and the last one is the conclusion. Some journal they require, but some journal they do not require. You need to read carefully from the author guideline from the journal. If they do not want conclusion, then don't need to put just the end of discussion and limitation. Okay, sometimes conclusion blend with discussion. Okay, next to slide 51, please. And another of the manuscript acknowledgement. You acknowledge who involved for your data collection. Don't acknowledge your own researcher team. For example, acknowledge Ryan Adib Pamangkas to assist on data analysis. No need, because Ian already involved as the author. But if you hiring someone for data analysis, you ask someone to support you for data analysis, then you need to acknowledge them. The last but not least that you need to acknowledge is the volunteer who are your respondent, who involved in your data collection, who are your sample for data collection. You need to make the acknowledge to them. Or the funding agency, you need to acknowledge them. Okay, beware not involve your team or the author to acknowledge. Some of the potential conflict of interest, especially the international journal, they ask the potential conflict that you may have some conflict of interest. For example, if you develop your new product, the conflict of interest may be when you investment on it, some of it selling. For example, the new product like COVID-19 vaccination. If you would like to publish your own paper in New England, NMJ, New England Medical Journal, they will ask you for the potential conflict that whether the manufacturing conflict or not. If you say you have, then you need to explain. Okay, and if you do not have any potential, no need to put for potential. You can say that none of the potential conflict of interest. Responsibility of each co-author. Some journal they require Kanitha Jamrun Swat make the idea, construct the idea, frame, blah 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 something. Ryan Adib Pamangkas writing and data analysis, something like this. Okay, Kanitha make idea, edit, construct, something like this. And other people maybe make their own guides, give some suggestion, blah blah blah. Okay, so appendix if necessary. For example, some that you done accordingly to the calculation like economic model, you need some calculation equation, you need to put in the appendix. But in general, no need to put the appendix. Okay, some maybe appendix on the graph or the photo, then you need to put in the appendix for the graph of photos. References or bibliography. It depends upon the journal style. Sometimes they use by Vancouver or scientific medical research. They use Vancouver style by number in the coding in your text explanation. Or some journal they use social science or anthropology. They use APA style. Then everything follow the author guideline. The name, the year, the page. From A to Z is the APA style. The table, it should be distinguished from the content when you submit the paper to the international journal. You need to distinguish between the title page and the author byline and affiliation of author byline. And then the second one is the blind manuscript contained with the title, abstract, and everything of the content. And thirdly is the table file apart from the content. Okay, at least 3 files that you need to submit. The cover page, author byline. Second file is the content. Third file is the table. But if you have more than, for example, you have appendix for the sum of photos, okay, or some additional like the calculation equation, then you need the fourth file to distinguishly when you submit. There will be online submission step by step. Okay, they will ask you, require you to do. So the table should be separate from the content. Accordingly, like I told you, not more than 4 tables. The first one is the descriptive or general characteristic of the respondent. The second one is your outcome of interest. The third one is the bivariate, and the fourth one is multivariate analysis. Here is the way the table for survey. But if you done accordingly to the model development or either the way of quasi experiment, it quite similarly. It will be the descriptive one and your outcome, and no need for bivariate or multi. It's just only the comparison before and comparison after intervention. Okay. Finally, it will be have 4 table again. Yeah. So we talk about the plagiarism. Anytime when writing manuscript or even writing your own textbook in future, beware of plagiarism. The way of plagiarism is use another writer words, another writer ideas. You copy, cut paste without proper citation for them, and sometimes reproduce the exact word without quotation mark in the word that you borrow them. Borrow the structure of the people without any giving the source. Borrow some part of the student paper to use with your own without citation. Or sometimes using a service paper writing instead of your own. But I believe no one do like this. You follow exactly your own writing. So next slide, please. The way of plagiarism is almost crucial point. So in some organization, for example, like Mahidol, we use the Turnitin to check every of the student work. When we check, all Ajahn can go to Turnitin program and submit the student work, and we know that how much the student plagiarism from whatever references or whatever source, we can check accordingly. So the way that I touch my student is I let them use their own word. Read in conclusion, even your English is not so beautiful, but we can editing by hiring some native speaker, hiring them and let editing our manuscript. It's better, it's safe for you. And here we talk about the references. The way the reference, it provide the full detail of the source that you cited in your study. It can be the book or the article or the report or the website. Accordingly, when you're writing manuscript, I recommend you can use the source by web, the web site only when you talk about the situation. Okay, the situation. The definition you may use also, but the definition not come by general, like some opinion of people or some magazine, but the definition should come by WHO definition, UN definition, UNICEF definition. It's the worldwide organization, that's standard definition, or CDC definition. Okay, you can use it. But exactly for those author, you need to use it by the textbook definition, especially the theory. You use the references for back up your writing in the introduction, previous finding. You use it from the journal. You use it from the manuscript that published in different website. Okay, you can use it. Okay. Accordingly, reference, you can make it like the author by name, the year, in the bibliography by the alphabet, using the APA style, or using in the way of writing by number or scientific style using Vancouver. Make sure you understand regulation in your own university regulation on plagiarism. I think Eksa Ungkun also have the university regulation for plagiarism for your own student as well. In Mahidol, we use the Turnitin, okay, for all staff and student. Okay, next slide, please. For example, here are the example of referencing style. The World Health Organization define the NCD. Then I give in bracket by Vancouver style 1 and 2. There are 4 common types of NCD: cardiovascular, cancer, chronic respiratory, and DM. Then the reference number 3, the NCD profile, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then come up next, reference number 1, 2, and 3. Okay, you can see number 1, 2, and 3. So the way we use author name, the title of the book, the city, the publisher, and the year. Here is the way you refer the reference from textbook. You use the author name, the title of the manuscript, the name of the journal, year, volume, number, and the page to the page. Here I come from the manuscript, the journal. Okay, the reference that from journal. If from the website, then you put the name of the website and the date. You already search, you retrieve it from what website and the date that you access to the information. Okay, I think here is the way that you need to learn yourself for the referencing. It's another story. Okay, then come up. Okay, the last one, question and answer. So anyone would like to have a short break?
Okay, Cap, again, thank you very much for your nice presentation. So
Yeah.
systematic presentation today.
I also have like my, how to say, my example on the, I call.
Which one again? Because you had 3 papers in my hand. Which one? This one?
Yeah. No, the 3 paper is the backup how writing manuscript. But would you please, no. Here is let them self-study.
Okay.
Ian, you have your own paper or not? You show them. Okay, you show them, and we can share how to make paragraph by paragraph to show. Maybe one.
Diabetes.
Yeah. Quasi experiment. Because I could not share my screen. I'm sorry.
This one you mean?
Okay. Maybe quasi experiment. Okay. Anybody you can see here? Okay. We talk about the Titan. We published last year, right? Before Ian back home. The self-management based coaching. So what is the Titan is what is self-management. It telling you the story that we make the program, the tone of our study is the quasi experiment, because lastly we make the hyphen, make the semicolon for the quasi experimental design. The aim, you can see, to improve self-management among whom? Among uncontrolled DM. Where? In Indonesia. You see, the title very clear to show the purpose, what to do, where to do, among whom to do, and how to do, okay, to improve the self-management. Then come to our title, then come to the author. You see, our author by line, we are 2, Ian and Ganita. Here is our affiliation, and the corresponding maybe below, right, Ian? You go down. The author by line. Yeah, corresponding. Where is? Okay, correspondent, author. Any further information, ask the correspondent here. Okay. Then we come with the abstract. Here is like the informative. It's not the indicative one by one, but it wrap up in one one paragraph. Okay, we talk about the aim of the study, the design, and how we allocate the sample. Last time it limit us around 150, right, Ian?
Yes, only
Yeah,
150.
150 words. So it shortened for us and very difficult. And Ian said, Achan, how you do, right? Because finally from 200 plus something, I delete up until 150. Okay, then come up next with the introduction part. Okay, we talk about, you see, we talk about the DM, and we talk about that it's the problem by the situation and the estimate of the problem. Okay, and we talk about the problem globally, worldwide. Talk about the problem in Indonesia. Okay, and then we talk about that it type 2 depends upon the glycemic control and the factor. Remember last time that I told you, if you concerning one quasi experiment, you need to put first for the previous finding factor related to first, and secondly how the program implement. Okay, so we talk about the factor related to uncontrolled, and the poor glycemic uncontrolled let impact to individual health consequence in terms of socio-economic consequence, in terms of the medical consequence, medical cost, in terms of the way economic of the country eruption. Okay, and then we come to the way the recommendation for implementation of the self-management by ADA, Diabetic Association, American Diabetic Association, talk about the self-management. Okay, Ian, move next. Next, we talk about the way of diabetic self-management, is the definition, okay, and how it will be helpful to improve. If diabetic self-management is covered, it can improve the people like fasting, blood glucose or cholesterol level in normal, or as well as blood pressure in normal level. And the way that previous finding talk about the self-management program. Okay, we talk about the previous quasi experiment that have been done in Indonesia, but however it have been done, it's still the gap. You can see, however, it just only the gap is emphasize education-based teaching method. It lack of participatory learning. So that's why our program will fill in the gap. Okay, so in the current study, we try to make our to fill in the gap, not only by health education alone, but by participatory learning. And also we add up that our preliminary finding that the patient need an obstacle to practice, because this will be our gap. Then the program in this study, not only education, but require participatory learning of the patient. See, here is our intention to do. And then we conduct by the way you explain that you would like to do, by coaching, small group, role play, blah, 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 in order to enhance them, learning by doing and build up their skill. And also we we concerning on the way how to coaching closely by telephone follow-up or home visit to build up their capacity in order to address the barrier and to solve the problem by continuing support. Okay, and lastly, our finding will be benefit to whom? For the healthcare service provider to apply it in future. Okay, you see here the introduction. Clear? Anyone would like to ask anything? Okay, and the methodology. I think that this paper Dr. Ian can share with you. Okay, actually I have several of my paper, my own, but I could not share since I did not have Zoom in my notebook. So the method we talk about study design, sample size, and how the component of the intervention. Ian, you show the okay. No, the component first. Up. Okay. Here you can see here are our component of the intervention. Our session. We have like the positive way approach by let them do with us. We are the coach. We are not the teacher. Okay, we are the coach. Let them do. So several of the session like reflection of thought, sharing experience, goal setting, discussion, case study, coaching them to do role play by role play, enhance the skill and activity to do by themselves. And lastly, we use the follow up, home visit, and telephone call for continuing support them. Okay, and solve the problem together. Here are the content of our program. Okay, then come up to the diagram for writing the intervention. What we do, the diagram. Okay, you can see among whom the experimental group what we did, and among the control. The control will give the initial pre-test similarly to the experiment, but they will receive only their routine services. And here are our intervention implement among the experimental group. Okay, we still 3 months, 12 weeks of our intervention, and finally post-test between the two groups again regarding the diabetic cell management practice and the biological marker of the blood sugar and total cholesterol level. Okay, so the result, Ian, instrument, blah blah blah, everything. Result, like I told you that we talk about the table 1 is the general characteristic, demographic characteristic first. Okay, where is table 1, Ian? Okay, general characteristic. Oh, table 1, I'm sorry, table 1 is our program explanation. Table 2 is general characteristic that we need to explain first. Okay, we compare between the experimental group and the control group, how the demographic, the clinical factors, like physiologic factor and behavioral in terms of their risk factor, alcohol taking, smoking, blah blah blah. And after that, the third one is the comparison of the diabetic cell management practice, pre-test and post-test between the two groups. Okay. Yeah, I think we have only 3 tables. Yeah, because we blend together between before and after in one table. Okay, thanks so much, Dr. Ian. Very good partnership, good teamwork. Any comment from Dr. Ian first? I think Dr. Ian may share how you work with me.
Okay, thank you very much for your nice presentation again. I think it's systematically to present to our lectures, so our lecture can learn how to write and publish manuscript in international publication. And actually, since I study at Mahidol University, I can learn more from you. So within 2 years, I can publish several manuscripts, and we still continue right now, right, again?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah,
I still have many data, but
yeah.
you need to come accordingly. Dr. Ian just applied for the postdoctoral degree scholarship and now pending, but I think the possibility is 90%. I think it's almost 100%, but I'm worried only about the crisis of COVID-19, both in Indonesia and in Thailand. I don't know exactly that it recovers soon or not. Okay, because even me, I could not work at my department. Even Dr. Ian come, then how we stay, I don't know. And you know, in the way that you live in Phetchaburi, right?
Okay.
It's the red zone, right?
Oh, really?
Oh, COVID-19, red zone there, and many people die in that community.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I heard also in my attachment previously, some student from Indonesia got the
Yes.
COVID-19 also.
Is it possible for pending for beginning next year? Let everything recover and you come. I'm waiting for you.
Okay, not sure again. Depend on our government actually, because
Yes.
right now we still waiting the result from our government.
Even your own, I think you could not move out, go out from your country.
Yeah.
Even not to go to Thailand, but other country, they will reject you because WHO said that Thailand and Indonesia is the red zone and grade 4.
Yeah,
Grade 4
actually,
is severe area. Yeah.
Okay. But actually, last time Ajan, I got the scholarship from Taipei Medical University for the postdoctoral fellowship within 2 years. But the country is closed because lockdown.
They closed.
So
They locked
we
down.
pending
So
everything until now.
And even you get it so they said, oh, where you come from? You come from Indonesia, you come from Thailand. No. Even the doctoral student to bring them for the short, the field study last 2 years. Remember, I brought them to Taiwan University 10 days, but last year I could not because Taiwan locked down. The epidemic start first in Taiwan, right? They locked down, so that then I could not come. Even this year we could not handle. We handled by virtual field training between Thailand and Kanakawa University that you went to visit in your field trip, right? You went to Kanakawa, so we conduct the field trip like this virtual study, and it continuing. And this afternoon, I need to join them too. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Ajan, for your presentation. And
any
do
comment?
you need break a while, maybe 5 minutes?
Yeah, it up to the participant. Any comment you would like to ask or not?
Okay, because I saw that some questions have been delivered by the lectures, and we have right now. I have 2 questions from the lectures.
Okay.
And if you need a break, I give you time for 5 minutes to break.
Okay, Dr. Ian, maybe 5 minutes.
Okay.
So
baik Bapak Ibu sekalian, kita break 5 menit sambil menunggu Bapak Ibu sekalian bisa secara langsung bertanya kepada speaker kita hari ini, kepada Prof. Kanita, atau bisa meninggalkan pesan di dalam room chat yang sudah kita siapkan, bisa dalam bahasa Inggris ataupun bahasa Indonesia. Nanti kita coba untuk membantu mentranslate. Jadi ini merupakan salah satu special lecture ya yang kita undang dari Thailand ya, untuk kita bisa belajar banyak dari beliau. Karena mengapa saya mengundang beliau, karena memang saya cukup mengenal beliau, dan saya kebetulan beliau adalah advisor saya waktu saya doktoral. Jadi selama 3 tahun studi itu kita bisa menghasilkan 12 publikasi dari disertasi yang saya buat, dan saat ini kita sedang menunggu 3 publikasi, dan saya pikir beliau cukup helpful ya dalam hal ini untuk membantu teman-teman yang mau publikasi. Jadi beliau cukup open dalam hal memberikan masukan. Dan beliau juga merupakan reviewer di banyak jurnal internasional, terindeks Scopus maupun Web of Science. Jadi beliau cukup paham yang diinginkan reviewer atau editor di beberapa jurnal itu seperti apa. Jadi saya pikir ini cukup memberikan kesempatan kepada kita, terutama mungkin Bapak Ibu sekalian yang sedang ingin menaikkan jabatan fungsional yang membutuhkan publikasi. Dan ini merupakan salah satu bentuk implementasi arrangement kita, ya kita dari Isa Unggul untuk mengundang beliau di special lectures. Jadi kebetulan ada Bu Dekan yang sempat hadir pada kesempatan ini. Jadi beliau membuka kesempatan, membuka diri ya, karena kebetulan saya sudah diskusi sama ketua departemen dan dean dari Mahidol untuk bisa menjajaki kerjasama dalam hal joint research ya Bapak Ibu sekalian. Kebetulan di ISA Unggul itu ada program joint research yang pendanaannya bisa diambil dari
น้องมีแตงโมแขวนหน้าบ้านนะลูก
dari bidang 2. Jadi mungkin Bu Dekan dari Pikes atau fisioterapi atau dari psikologi bisa mengarahkan atau bisa berkoordinasi dengan Bapak Ibu Kapusdi untuk bisa menjajaki kerjasama internasional. Karena saat ini yang sudah satu step lebih depan itu baru di FKIP. FKIP itu dengan Tariusi sekarang dalam tahap penyusunan proposal untuk diajukan anggarannya ke bidang 2. Nah, kebetulan yang kedua itu dari psikologi ya, dari Bu Aisyah. Saya nggak tahu perkembangannya sampai mana dengan Tariusi. Nanti mudah-mudahan kita punya waktu untuk berkoordinasi dengan dekan psikologi sehingga bisa difasilitasi juga untuk mendapat anggaran dari bidang 2. Anggarannya itu sebesar 5.000 USD untuk satu proposal. Jadi kesempatan untuk ke Mahidol itu sebenarnya dibuka oleh public health ya, public health dari kita ya, atau dari nursing, dari keperawatan, atau dari fisioterapi ya. Fisioterapi kebetulan ada juga dan beberapa dari health sciences. Nah, itu mungkin sekedar tambahan informasi buat Bapak Ibu sekalian sebelum kita masuk pada sesi tanya jawab atau diskusi dengan speaker. Kemudian saya mengingatkan kembali kepada Bapak Ibu sekalian yang hadir untuk mengisi absensi yang sudah disiapkan sama Mbak Nisa ya, karena Mbak Nisa akan mengirim sertifikat dan materi itu bagi dosen yang melakukan absensi, mengisi absensi pada webinar kita kali ini. Ya, mungkin itu saja informasi kepada Bapak Ibu sekalian. Saya invite kepada Bapak Ibu sekalian yang ingin berdiskusi langsung, saya persilahkan, atau bisa meninggalkan pesan pada room chat yang sudah ada, yang sudah disiapkan oleh panitia. Terkait dengan penelitian terbaru di situ ada yang lain. Silahkan Bapak Ibu sekalian, we still waiting from you participant to discuss or ask some
I'm
questions
ready.
to
I'm ready.
Our professor now. Wait, Ajan, let me prepare the question from the lectures.
Okay.
Oke. Kalau publik jangan sih.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready, Ajan, right now?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, because today, this time is the discussion part.
Okay.
Between us, between our lecture with and with you, and we have one lectures raise the hand
Mhm.
from our session now. I would like to invite Mrs. Anika Sukarna. You may ask or discuss or directly to our speaker today.
Thank you, Dr. Rian. Could I ask directly to Professor Kanita? I
Yeah.
would like to share my experience about my manuscript.
Uh-huh.
I have two questions, Professor. First of all, is when I studied in my master degree, I have manuscript. However, I have one limitation that I got several feedback from reviewers just the same. So I had trying to publish my manuscript in several journals, but the feedback is still the same. You for example, my questionnaire. I have one questionnaire that I built by myself, and I invited several experts to give some responses about my questionnaires, and then I use it to collect my to collect the data from the respondents. However, when I wrote that questionnaire in my manuscript, the feedback is the reviewer cannot accept that questionnaire because the questionnaire is not they think
Standard.
the
Okay.
standard of the questionnaire. So what should I do? Is it still possible to write that questionnaire in the manuscript and try again to publish that manuscript to other journal? Because I have 4 times.
Okay. I do understand your question. Firstly is you construct the questionnaire your own, right?
Yeah.
Here is the example that from a real situation. So I told you earlier on the way of the methodology that it should be reputed it repeated several times with author study. So the best way to be reputation is by theory to back up. So in case that you construct your own without any theory, so let's try to make the validation. Okay, I don't know that you make the reliability test or not.
Yeah, I did a pilot test for 20 respondents to analyze the validity and reliability, and I got the validity and reliability standard score.
How about the reliability test that you get?
About I'm not sure it is good enough, but the score of Cronbach Alpha is about 0.6, 0.65, not good.
Not good. We recognize those that over than 0.7.
Oh.
Okay. And the way that your questionnaire, okay, you need to make it even you do not have any theory back up, but let think back that it cover all of your content or not. For example, you study on breastfeeding, so the content should refer to the breastfeeding. Okay, and the way of suppose you ask regarding attitude or perception, it should be positive or negative statement. You construct it clear or not, positive and negative statement. Or if you not conduct it well and people not understand your questionnaire, okay, let think back. I think that the way of writing your methodology, not only the questionnaire alone, but other part that let you reject by them. Okay, sometimes bring it point by point that their comment and try to revise point by point of the comment. You know, for me, I'm not get accept every time, but accordingly to the comment of them and me, the person who revise, Dr. Ian, right? When we face the problem with the comment, sometimes you know that they comment to our manuscript together. Last time my manuscript that I just published on the path analysis, I sent it to Dr. Ian that very difficult, more than 2 pages that they give the comment, right, Ian? And then I made one by one. I read several times and then I point by point to revise accordingly. If you do this your own accordingly to revise according to their comment and send to them one time, second time, third time, I think the more you attempt, they will accept you. But read first, read carefully first that what they give the comment, and then you try to correct point by point. Here is the best way in order to let your manuscript be accepted. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
Professor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much
So-
again.
Yeah. Any
Yeah.
more question? Thank you.
So
Ka.
so I still could write that questionnaire in the manuscript and evaluate all the comment from the reviewers.
Yeah. You should.
Okay, Professor. Thank you. And I have still one question. Could I?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. My second question is about the systematic review, Professor. Yeah,
okay.
because I learned a lot so much from Professor Dr. Ian about the systematic review. However, I have tried to write the systematic review. However, I still have limitation about the databases. Because when I studied in the Taipei Medical University, I have a lot of access to the databases. However, when I come back to Indonesia, my limitation is the access.
Google
maybe
Scholar.
Yeah, I just have several databases that I can access because some databases are not accessed by my institution. So is it still possible to conduct the systematic review even we just have two or three databases?
You remember at beginning I told you about the Cochrane library. It's free of charge. Many database there. If you search it, right? It's free database. Cochrane library is the main aim is for systematic review. They collect many of the paper, recent information in 12 area. In many group they have the area and they have group also like I given at beginning of my lecture. You can go and then you can retrieve data. PubMed also. PubMed. PubMed is free.
So is it still possible, right, to conduct systematic review?
Possible.
Okay.
Even Google Scholar it can be.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mrs. Anita, for your question. Actually, again, let me share a little bit because we have the same experience with Mrs. Anita that we conduct the family function in diabetes, right? We cannot find the questionnaire. So we try to modify our questionnaire and we try to find out the theory that can back up our research. You still remember? And we try to send our questionnaire to expert to get more comments from the expert. And then we try to conduct the pilot study to find out the from batch alpha. And then we finally publish on Scopus and a Web of Science indexing. So I think this is not the crucial problem. I think for the questionnaire, but because we can modify, we can ask someone to give a comments to our questionnaire. But maybe the crucial point is how to write, how to present our methodology in our manuscript. I think this is the crucial point.
Yeah. So I do agree with Dr. Ian. Anita, you need to point by point correction of what they give the comment, especially regarding on your methodology. The questionnaire sometimes is not the key point, but the way, the point of your writing. Okay, point of your writing.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mrs. Anita, for your sharing today. So Kanita, we have 3 questions from our lecturers,
Okay.
and I saw that Dr. Kita already left the Zoom meeting today, and I would like to read the question from Dr. Kita. This is the question from Dr. Kita. Dear Dr. Kanita, thank you for sharing. When I submit the article to the Indexing Scopus Journal, sometimes they post my article in BioRead, but I did not get the message that the article was accepted or not. My question is, if my article has published in this database, are there any impact if I want to submit to the other journal, because until now I did not yet get any message from them yet.
What does it mean for BioReef?
Not sure, Ajan. Because halo Bu Tita, masih stay nggak ya?
Untuk linknya ini kembali di-share di teman-teman di keperawatan. Nanti coba apa namanya diberikan.
Because we should clarify to Dr. Tita regard the
yeah, what does it mean BioReef?
Apa namanya kita coba lihat lagi beberapa hari ke depan.
BioReef.
Dan sudah disampaikan yang mau tidak mau kita mencoba untuk menghubungi ya Bu, menghubungi beberapa mahasiswa yang memang belum ada list nama di situ. Tetapi yang lebih tahu
I see.
Karena kami di Prodi itu kan paling
BioReef is seem like preprint, Ajan.
Preprint.
Yeah, you still remember that we published one of our article in Switzerland, behavioral science. So before they accepted our publication, our article, they sent to preprint, so everyone can read our paper and cite even our article still processing publication.
Yeah. But the way if preprint, it should be they should. But anytime I never get a preprint without acceptable letter. They need to send official letter that they accept to us, right? And the status is article in press or proofreading or preprint. I never get the one that showing the preprint on server. And then how long that after preprint they will be being published.
Not sure.
But accordingly, like the latest one, Ian, that we need to pay the money, almost is, I think they accept the end of last year, and then they online this month, right?
Yeah.
The status beginning of this month for the endocrinology and Nutricon. So it preprint for 8 months, right? After 1 year accept. So accordingly to Dr. Tita, so I think that she may pending and do not withdrawn her paper.
Yeah.
Since it means preprint, it's preprint. If you withdraw, then you need to sort out the paper, the manuscript to publish your paper again. So pending, like us, we pending for 8 months up until they publish, right? After preprint.
So, thank you very much, Ajan Kanita, for your answer.
I think you have another 2 questions, right? I saw.
Yeah, we still have question from Mrs. Aisha. She asks you regard since she is a new researcher, would you like please be kind to give some suggestion to her?
It's an open question.
She can publish the article international publication.
Today is my suggestion. Then you have Miss Asia. You have a good resource person in your own institution. Dr. Ian can support you. And today is my suggestion already. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dokter Bu Aisyah, mungkin ada pertanyaan lanjutan Bu Aisyah terkait ini apa yang perlu Dr. Kanita, Profesor Kanita memberikan suggestion.
Yeah, sometimes I'm not feel confidence, Prof, about the topic.
Ya, silakan Bu.
I think you may have like a consecutive session, a consequence from this series of session. Today it's just like the enlightening you to give the introduction to all of you first, and after that your process to do like a workshop of writing. It will be a series of writing again to follow up, to monitor, and coaching by Dr. Ian. But in any case, that if you need my support, if you need my help, we can share like a workshop that you present and then I critique on your paper. I think we may do like this after.
Yes. Thank you, Prof.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor Kanita, for your suggestions. Yeah, actually, our planning in our university that we would like to conduct the series of workshop for writing a manuscript. So because you are the second one to give the introduction of writing the manuscript. So after that we have one session again, maybe next week. And we still have two sessions, and we would like to invite also one editor from the Elsevier to share the experience how to writing and publish in international publication. And then actually the program still continuing until all the lectures ready for manuscript and to submit in international publication. And this is our planning actually. But
good plan.
Yeah,
such a good one.
Yeah. We hope we can facilitate all the lectures in Istanbul University to publish the manuscript in international publication. And maybe for the Mrs. Aisha, you might write your manuscript and ask Professor Kanita to critique your manuscript because before that I conduct the same technique to Professor Kanita. So I write the manuscript and I ask Professor Kanita to critique my articles, my manuscript until ready for publication. Thank you, Mrs. Aisha, for your question. And we still have last question from our lectures again from Mr. Jerry. He is from the physiotherapy. Yeah. He asked about the tips and tricks to be accepted by Scopus publication. What are the requirements for publication for Scopus Patent 1? Maybe requirement.
Very difficult to answer, even it's a short question. But I think one thing, Dr. Cherry, one thing is when they give you the author guideline, try to follow everything on the author guideline. Write everything accordingly to their rule, their regulation. It like the first impression to the journal, okay? And after that, once they return you some comment, you follow everything point by point exactly when you revise. For me, from my experience, when I revise accordingly, I give them the additional paper, additional letter that point one, what is their comment, and then how I'm revising how I did one by one, something like this per each of the question and answer, how I revise, and then I send back to them. Sometimes it's not only one time of revision, sometimes maybe 2-3 times or even 4 times revision accordingly. It depends upon the standard of that journal. Yeah, some journal may be shortened, some journal maybe 1 year. At the beginning of this year, one publication of me, I wrote and with assistance of Ian before he back home. my research on the NCD. We do together, and Ian made me for especially he very helpful to do the EndNote. I'm not familiar. So we work together by online. I send the file to him and he send back me blah blah blah, and he contact for those journal. So you know that 1 year we do accordingly. It not only one time, 3 or 4 time revision. Yeah, totally. So here is my trick. My trick is follow everything of that comment. My trick is follow of the author guideline.
Okay, thank you very much, Profesor Kanita. Mr. Jerry, ada yang perlu diklarifikasi from this session, from your question? We still okay, silakan Pak Jerry.
Thank you, Achan, Prof. Kanita.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to share maybe my article to about title good. Maybe because my university must before dissertation open examination, we must publish accepted in Scopus. So I must learning how to manuscript writing to can accepted Scopus. So thank you very much about your information and sharing knowledge.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Very satisfied. Thank you.
Ya, terima kasih Pak Jerry. Ya, Pak Jerry, terima kasih atas pertanyaannya dan sharingnya. Jadi mungkin saya sharing sedikit ya Pak Jerry, karena kebetulan banyak proyek yang saya kerjakan dengan beliau. Jadi memang untuk masuk ke Skopas, apalagi kalau sekelas Elsevier, SEC, atau Wiley itu publisher terkenal ya, Nature gitu, publisher terkenal yang mereka sangat strict. Jadi memang kadang kita mendapat komen itu, saya pernah satu proyek beliau yang saya kerjakan itu, yang dari pendanaan Kementerian Publikan Thailand itu, kita komennya itu bisa 2 lembar dari setiap apa yang kita buat dia komen. Nah memang strategi kita kemarin itu kita merespon poin by poin. Jadi pembuatan cover letter itu menjadi hal yang penting sekali. Cover letter ketika kita resubmit our revised paper, biasanya kita kalau saya dan Prof. Kanita itu membuat cover letter. Jadi di setiap komen itu kita jawab. Jadi tidak semua komen itu kadang kita merespon atau mengganti atau memberikan revisi kita, tapi kita kadang mempertahankan argumen kita terhadap respon dia, tapi dengan memberikan rasionalitas. Nah itu kadang kami punya satu komen yang kami tidak bisa memberikan jawaban itu. Jadi kami berusaha mempertahankan apa yang kita tulis di dalam dengan membuat rasionalitas. Nah, keberadaan cover letter itu menjadi hal yang saya pikir penting sekali sebagai respon dari komen dari reviewer atau editor dalam proses review artikel. Dan semangat Pak Jerry, saya yakin Pak Jerry juga bisa ya untuk itu. Itu hanya butuh proses sih sebenarnya. Saya juga dulu awal-awalnya itu memang tidak pernah menargetkan yang tinggi-tinggi, paling Asian Citizen Index dan macam. Nanti seiring saya belajar bagaimana cara menulis, itu baru bisa naik ke Elsevier, naik ke SEC dan sebagainya. Mungkin itu ya Pak Jerry, terima kasih untuk pertanyaan. Ajan, any one question again from Dr. Eri?
Yeah.
Do you still have a time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bu Eri mau bertanya langsung?
4,000 word. It's okay. Normally 4,000 word for the journal, standard journal. But the way the main part, should you brief, I think that
yang undangan buat dekan, saya pikirnya gini, kalau tanda tangan Bu Dekan, masa Bu Dekan mengundang
Someone answer instead of me. Hello, Miss, would you please stop your microphone? Thank you. The way it depends upon if totally 4,000. Okay, it depends upon what the key point you would like to deliver to let everybody understand you. I don't know that your discussion part is clearly enough or not. Sometimes it brief, but it clearly to understand. Or even the main part, that introduction, if it clearly, it means everyone understand, no need to take it long. It depends upon the information retrieved by you to explain them. If you ask me 4,000, what should be cut, what should be added, I don't know exactly because I didn't know about your tone of writing. Sometimes unnecessary part should be deleted in the introduction. If you go to the funnel shape writing, you know what should be necessary to put or unnecessary not to put. Okay, or even the discussion part, you know that what are the key findings. Accordingly, for me, the key finding significant file, then I make the discussion regard on that. For the non-significant, I made only one paragraph, not too long, to make a discussion. Am I clear for my answer?
Okay, thank you, Prof. It is clear. I mean that because my paper consists of more than 4,000 words, and I try to explain more about the methods, and also in the result and discussion is to be one part, right? And I try to brief in introduction, but the total still in the 4,000 more. Yeah. So it means that that your presentation before, when I see the main should be in a method and result, right?
Yeah, so, right.
Yeah, I think I know. I catch the points.
Okay, thank you. Thank you
very much.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Ian, any more? Could we make like a group photo, Ian? Stop from my big one and then let smaller one from all people. Take everybody photo all together. Let me how to make me smaller one now. I'm the biggest in here. What should I do? Okay. Make it smaller. You too. No. I didn't hear you.
Sorry, Kak Ajan. I will recognize for you, Ajan.
Make it everyone in one frame.
Okay, Kak.
Yeah, I would like to take a photo. Everybody in one frame. Hello. Let Ian do.
Bapak Ibu sekalian, mohon untuk bisa menyalakan videonya sehingga kita bisa before closing our event. Sebelum menutup, kita mungkin bisa foto bersama sebagai kenang-kenangan dari Profesor Kanita untuk yang sudah memberikan lecture ke Universitas Esa Unggul. Ya. Okay, thank you very much. Let me start to check a photo with all the participants. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 2, 3.
Okay, thanks so much.
I will send to you, Ajan.
Okay, thank you. So
any more question?
Any further help or information or you need, don't hesitate. We can make the webinar online like this. Okay, depends upon your per your convenience as well as per your the time you have and the work that you already been done. I think next time the way that someone maybe finished complete and you need some comment, you may have a flaw to reflection, to make some reflection by me or by Dr. Ian. We can set up the webinar again, and then you present, and then us between me and Ian will give a comment on your work. I think we can. Yeah.
Before closing aja,
Yeah.
maybe any comments from our lecture, maybe from Dean, from our Dean Faculty of Health Sciences, Ibu April, ada komentar Bu untuk penjajakan yang direncanakan buat fakulti dari Fakulti Kesehatan ya, Ilmu Kesehatan, terkait kolaborasi yang sedang kita jajaki ke Mahidol University. Ada Bu Dekan, Bu Abdul. Or mungkin dari Pak Wahyudin, mungkin Dekan dari Fakultas Fisioterapi. Halo Pak Wahyudin.
Baik, terima kasih.
We have alumni from Mahidol, Ajan.
Hello, Dean.
Hello, Achan. I'm graduate from PhD program, Faculty of Physical Therapy, Achan, in Salaya.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice to
Nice
see
to meet
you,
you,
Dean. Yeah,
Yes,
me
Achan.
too.
Thank you, Achan.
Thank you to invite me today. Yeah.
Welcome, Achan.
Silakan Bapak, mungkin ada yang bisa disampaikan.
Terima kasih Pak Rian. Barangkali bersama dengan Bu Aprilita yang kebetulan mungkin masih ada agenda lain pada pagi hari ini dalam rangka penjajakan kerjasama. Terima kasih kepada LPPM yang telah menyelenggarakan acara ini. Alhamdulillah ini merupakan suatu langkah yang sangat strategis dalam rangka ke depan untuk meningkatkan publikasi, dan tadi kami melihat bahwa animo dari para peserta sangat luar biasa, dan mungkin ini sesuatu langkah yang tentu kita harus tindak lanjuti nantinya. Insya dengan kolaborasi yang ada, mudah-mudahan kita bisa menghasilkan banyak publikasi yang tentunya ini akan menambah suatu merupakan suatu langkah yang penting bagi kita semua dalam rangka meningkatkan jumlah publikasi yang berskala internasional. Sekali lagi terima kasih kepada LPPM yang telah memfasilitasi kegiatan ini. Mudah-mudahan kita bisa menindaklanjuti kegiatan seperti ini, seperti disampaikan oleh Acan tadi, bahwa ya mungkin kalau sudah ada yang siap untuk publikasinya, mungkin ya seperti mungkin modelnya seminar ya Pak Rian ya. Kalau di program PhD ada seminar yang secara rutin tiap minggu melihat progres dari studinya, dan kemudian banyak masukan-masukan sehingga tiba pada tahap publikasi. Saya kira itu dari saya, Pak Rian. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Pak Wahyudin. He is the alumni from physiotherapy, physical physiotherapy aja.
PhD.
PhD physiotherapy in apa kampusnya di mana
Salaya.
sih Pak? Salaya kampus. Oke. Terima kasih Pak Wahyudin.
Yes, some of my lecture also from especially for subject advanced research methodology and statistic also came from Faculty of Public Health.
Oh,
mostly aja. Mostly. Even from nursing also invite the lecture from the public health.
Oh, Ajan Natkamon.
Ya, Ajan Natkamon is so expert. Terima kasih sekali lagi Pak Wahyudin untuk sedikit istilahnya penyampaian kata-kata yang mungkin nanti bisa kita tindak lanjuti ya. Jadi sekali lagi kebetulan ada Ibu Dekan dan Pak Dekan dari fisioterapi bahwa saat ini LPPM membuka program untuk touring riset ke luar negeri, dan anggaran itu ada di bawahnya kami di bidang 2. Jadi mohon untuk bisa di-encourage dosennya yang ada di fakultas atau di prodi untuk bisa melakukan penjajakan kerjasama riset luar negeri. Karena saat ini memang sedang digalakkan di universitas dan anggaran itu sudah ada di bawah dari Pak Rozi bidang 2 ya. Jadi kami di LPPM hanya sifatnya memfasilitasi teman-teman yang mungkin punya atau berniat untuk melakukan joint research dengan universitas luar negeri dengan anggaran sebesar 5.000 USD. Ya, mungkin itu yang bisa informasi tambahan. Terima kasih. Thank you very much, Ajan Kanita, for your presentation, your available time, for you everything to help me to pursue my PhD.
Hope to see you soon, Ian. Work with you soon.
Hopefully, Ajan.
And also happy Mother's Day, Ajan.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
thanks so much.
Day,
Yeah, today is Mother's Day,
Yes.
and
okay.
my son's still with me here.
Okay.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Ajan Kanita, Prof. Kanita, and we hope we can, how to say, continue our collaboration.
Sure.
Not only for the lectures, because on November we plan to conduct the international conference, and we plan to invite you also
Yes, sure.
as the keynote speakers.
Webinar,
Because,
right?
Yeah. Webinar. We have post speakers for international speakers, and one from you, from Mahidol University, another one from the Asia University Taiwan, and two countries we still recognize, and we still find out the speakers, so we can conduct the
on what title, what topic, Ian?
Still focus on health and innovation.
Oh, innovation.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we will find out the appropriate title for you, and you may share to our lectures and another lectures from outside university, because
Oxford. Wow.
Yeah, we invite some lectures from the outside again, because
outside. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we have some collaboration with other university in Indonesia.
Okay.
And also from Asian country.
Okay, good.
Okay. Thank you. Once again, thank you very much, Ajan, for your presentation, for your sharing with our lectures. And we hope we can learn more from you regarding the strategy to publish and write the manuscript in international publication.
Yeah, you are always welcome. Okay, and thanks so much for inviting me.
Okay.
As well as any further needed or information you would like me to share, don't hesitate. Okay, I can share as most. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Terima kasih Bapak Ibu sekalian.
Yeah, everyone. Thank you, Kak. Sawadika.
Sawadika. Saya akhiri. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Prof.
Izin Pak Rian, masih ada ini Pak, ada ini sama yayasan.
Oke, baik Pak, terima kasih.
Terima kasih ya Pak. Ya, Waalaikumsalam, izin Pak.
Terima kasih Pak Rian. Izin live ya.